Hey, it's Christoph here, and this is part of a continuing series of stories from my book, 12 Upon a Time, which you can buy on Amazon, links everywhere. Search for it under the name C.J. Lehigh, because C.J. Lehigh used to be my pen name. Not anymore, but it used to be, and that's this book is published under. Today's story is a kind of a short one. It's called Drums in the Dark. This is a story that I wrote for a storytelling festival, another one of the storytelling festival songs that I've written over the years. And this one actually was accompanied by drums. So if you happen to have a drum, or even if you have an old oatmeal container and you want to just pound on that while you listen to the story, that would be cool. And it sort of helps to make the story come alive a little bit. It's a lot of fun to do. And it's a short one about things that maybe everybody is afraid of. Drums in the Dark. Once there was a boy named Ethan. He was a good boy, helped his mother, and was good for his teacher in school. He liked recess. Do you like recess? Well, you're just like him then. And playing with his friends, but he had a serious problem. He was afraid of the dark. There wasn't anything scary in his room when the light was on. He had his baseball bat and his football helmet. He had his clothes, some of them on the floor, and his closet and his bed, and none of that was scary at all. But when the light turned off, some of his stuff turned into things he didn't want to meet. It made him sad and scared, and it was hard to get to sleep. One night he was lying in bed, curled up, trying to believe that his closet wasn't filled with snakes or his clothes with bugs, and there was nothing under the bed to reach up and grab him just as he was falling asleep. Then his door creaked open and a shadow fell across him, and a deep voice called him by name and said, "Ethan, why aren't you asleep?" It was his father, come to check on him. His father wasn't scary, so Ethan sat up in bed. "I'm trying, Dad, but I can't do it." "You're not scared, are you?" "No, Dad, I'm not scared." But he was. His dad came over and sat on the bed next to him. "You know, Ethan, when I was your age, I was scared of the dark." "I know, that's silly, but I was, and it used to take me a long time to get to sleep. So one night my father gave me the best no-scaredy thing in all the world. I want you to have it." And he went out the door for a second and came right back with a drum. "This is not just any drum," he said. "It's a drum that scares all bad things far away. You play this drum, and nothing scary can get to you. Then you can go to sleep and everything will be fine." Ethan took the drum and gave it a whack. Here's where you start hitting your drum. It sounded good. Then he gave it another whack, and a few more. He felt better. So he started playing on the drum, loud, soft, fast, and slow, and sure enough, when he went to lay down to sleep, there were no bad things in his room and no bad things in his head. All he had was the sound of the drum. The next day, he felt great, but his friend Jenny seemed kind of droopy. She wasn't interested in the games the class was playing, and she was yawning all through the math lesson. When school was over for the day, Ethan stopped at her desk and asked her what was wrong. "I'm just tired," she said. "Didn't you sleep well?" he said. "Not really," she said. "I guess it was just a bad night." "You know," Ethan said, "I used to be afraid of the dark. I couldn't sleep either, but then I got the best no-scaredy thing in all the world, and now I'm not scared anymore. Would you like one?" She said she would. So the next day when he got to class, he brought a drum. "When you're scared, you beat on this. Then all the bad things go away and only good things can get to you." "I'll try it," she said. That night, Ethan beat on his drum. "Your turn again." And way over the dark sky, through his window, Ethan could hear the sound of Jenny's drum, and that made him feel even better. Ethan and Jenny were feeling really good, but the next day Jenny was walking home and her sister Kathy was sitting on her porch, looking sad. Jenny sat down next to her. "What's wrong?" Jenny said. "It's nothing," Kathy said, and sighed really big. "You know," Jenny said, "I used to be afraid of the dark." "I'm not afraid of the dark anymore," Kathy said, "but I'm still afraid. What if I don't get to go to the dance? What if my grades are bad and I don't get into a good college? What if I can't get a job? Being a teenager is hard and it's scary." Jenny never knew that bigger kids were scared of things too, but she had an idea. "I used to be scared, but then I got the best no-scaredy thing in the whole world. It made all my scary things go away. Do you want one?" And Kathy said she did. So Jenny went and got her drum. "How is this going to help?" Kathy said. but Jenny just handed it to her and said, "Try it. When you're scared, beat the drum. It makes the scary things go away." Kathy gave the drum a thump. "Your turn again." She smiled. She thumped it again, and more, louder and softer and faster and slower, and her smile got bigger, and all the scary things seemed to go far away. That night, when Ethan and Jenny started beating their drums very low under the floorboards, they could hear Kathy's drum beating away her fear too, and that made them feel even better. The next day was fantastic. They all felt great. Lying in bed that night, Ethan was filled with joy. His fears were far away, beaten back by the sound of the drums in the dark. It was late, and there was still a light on under the door. Ethan thought he should tell his dad how happy he was and how the drum worked to make him not scared. Out he went into the living room, and there was his dad, sitting on the couch with his head in his hands. He looked sad. "Dad, why aren't you sleeping?" Ethan said. "Why aren't you sleeping, Ethan?" Dad said. "Are you scared?" "Not anymore," Ethan said. "The drum makes those things go away. Are you scared?" And Dad said he was. "I'm not scared of the dark anymore," Dad said. "But what if I lose my job and we can't pay for the house and food? What if I get sick? What if my children are scared and I can't make them feel better? Being an adult is hard, and sometimes it's really scary." Ethan said, "You gave me the greatest no-scaredy thing in all the world, and I'm going to give one to you." And he did. Dad gave it a thump. Yep, this is where your parents get to thump on your drum. He stopped frowning. He thumped it again. A little smile appeared on his face. So he started pounding on the drum, louder and softer, faster and slower, and all the scary things seemed to go far away. Dad drummed. Kathy drummed. Jenny drummed. Ethan drummed. Their problems were still there, but now they weren't scared of them anymore. Some night you might find that you're scared. It might be the dark. It might be a test or a bully. It might be car payments or food. Whatever you're scared of, you can listen in the dark. And far away, from above and below and all around you, even from right inside your own chest, you'll hear the beating of the drums in the dark. That's right. You have your own drum beating away day and night. Some people call it a heart, but we know better, don't we? Listen close when you're scared to the things your heart says, and then you won't be scared anymore. This is Christoph signing off. Next time, we'll have a story, one of my very favorites, called More Than Meets the Eye. Till then, see ya.